Hi again, this is Dr. Judy O, and welcome. Come on in and kick off your shoes. You have your shoes on? Oh my God, you got your shoes on. I got my shoes on too. Okay.
Oh, it feels better.
Yes, I love having my shoes off. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. All right. This is the time of year again that we have to worry about our immune system.
Yeah.
We got to kick up that immune system. Do you know how to do that?
I'm sure you're going to help me now.
There are many things. Essential oils, there's tinctures, capsules. There's all kinds of different ways of getting that immune system boosted. And that immune system is what controls our white blood cell count. Okay. So usually around the time that kids start going to school, we have Thanksgiving. Oh, I forgot about Halloween. All the candy from Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. Christmas cookies. Then we have the New Year's drinking. You know, that whole area through the winter time.
Lots of indulgence.
Lots of indulgence,
Right.
yes. That sugar brings down our immune system.
I've heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful. I'm not saying you have to be a prude and not have fun and party, but be very careful and frugal of where you're getting those carbohydrates, because it's not just sugar, because the body breaks carbohydrates down to sugar. Okay, so keep an eye on the sugar. And there goes the sugar police.
Yeah.
Right past our store. Oh, that was fire police. So, anyway, so to keep up our immune system, some of the things that we can do, and I'm going to talk about teas right now.
Okay.
In the Chinese world, there's a thing called astragalus. Astragalus.
I've never heard of it.
It's really hard to say. Astragalus root.
Doesn't it sound Chinese?
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't sound Chinese. But this is one of the Chinese roots that can be used to boost your immune system.
Okay.
Now, this particular is powdered. Get this open so you can see basically what it looks like.
Okay.
All right. Now, how would you take that?
I'd probably add it to water.
That's a good idea.
Full of
I
good
bet you
ideas.
it tastes kind of...
Probably.
When it comes to medicinal herbs, it won't taste like cotton candy.
Okay.
But that's what... When we're working with, no matter what it is, whether it's our immune system, heart, gallbladder, whatever we're working on, the herbs that we use are usually bitter herbs. And you can add honey to your teas to make it a little bit more palatable.
Right.
However, this isn't for your tongue. This is to help you to improve your health and get healthier and be able to fight bacteria, viruses, fungal issues.
Yeah.
But astragalus, I would take a teaspoon of that, put in water. Let's talk about water.
Yeah.
It's very important to have water.
Right.
Now, are you going to go out to the pond and grab a glass of water from that pond?
No, not unless I was desperate.
Yeah, if you were really desperate. If you were really desperate. And if you're that desperate, I hope you have a filter to filter that through.
Yes.
Because
yes.
you don't want some of the things that may be in that pond.
No, I can imagine.
Do you know what fish do in ponds?
Yeah.
So, okay, that's the worst.
Okay.
Of course, tap water is another thing that only if I have to, and I would definitely put that through a filter.
After pond water.
Yeah, after pond water. Then we have tap water.
No.
And the reason is because of some of the things that are added to the water. They have to add chlorine. Chlorine actually creates an issue with our thyroid, and we can go into that another time.
Okay.
The other thing is fluoride. What they put in water is not really specifically fluoride.
Right.
Let me see if I can get this right. Hydrosilicic acid. Wow.
Okay.
That is what they put in our water to drink to help our teeth. Did you know it's toxic and you're not allowed to put it down the drain?
Yeah, I've heard it's a byproduct or something.
Yeah, byproduct of aluminum. Yeah. Yeah, okay, but we can put it in our water and drink it.
It's crazy.
Hey, yeah. So anyway, we want those out of there, so you want to filter them out.
And filters do that, do they?
Actually, fluoride is harder to get out. A Brita, Pure, they're not fine enough to get that. They're going to get some of the fluoride out.
Right.
But it's so small. So going through a reverse osmosis would be better.
Okay.
Okay. And actually, they're not bad price. Some places, they're not a bad price, and they do very well.
Okay.
However, if I want to do something like astragalus, and I want the most for my money, I'm very frugal.
Me too.
I want as much of those phytonutrients that's in there into my system.
Okay.
That's why I like distilled water. Distilled water is water that's been heated,
Okay.
creates steam, goes through a process, cools down, and condenses, and drips out, just like making moonshine.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think you do that. So anyway, what you have left is distilled water. All right. If our world was as perfect as it should be, our rainwater would be distilled water. If you think about it, the oceans heat up, the steam will go up, condenses in the clouds, and then rains down distilled water. But unfortunately, our pollution does not create the distilled water.
Right. Right.
Which tells me also about distilled water is what we call empty water.
Okay.
So when it goes through the clouds, it's actually picking up all those particles, and it comes down. Do you want to know what something's really scary?
What's that?
Nighttime, go out with a flashlight, point it up, a bright one, turn it on, cover the bulb, and look and see what's in our atmosphere. That's what we're breathing in. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, making distilled water at home, you can, it's kind of hard, but you can take a pan, put a bowl in the middle of the pan, something that's heat safe.
Okay.
Fill the water up to not quite to the top of the bowl. Bring it to a boil, put the lid upside down. So it's going to condense on the lid, and then it's going to drip down the bowl.
That's a good idea.
It takes a lot of energy to do that. You can also buy distillers.
Okay.
They run about $300. I like the Water-Wise. It's all aluminum. Oh, sorry, not aluminum.
I was going to say.
It's all stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
A lot of them, the bottom part is stainless steel and the top is aluminum.
Right.
So
wouldn't
the Water-Wise is all stainless steel.
Good.
And then it drips into glass instead of plastic,
Of course. Yeah.
which plastic creates a whole another problem.
Yes. Yes.
So now we have this distilled water, empty
Right.
water. There's nothing in it. So
Good.
it's hungry, looking for things. So
Okay.
you take you bring this up. The way I like my tea is, it's called Judy boil, where you see some of the boils coming up, the little bubbles. I turn it off, and that's what I use. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't like it big bubbles. It's too hot.
Yeah.
And it takes too long for it to cool.
It does.
So then I take my teaspoon of the herb, put it into still water, let it cover it, let it sit 5-10 minutes, and then drink it. You can
Right.
use different types of spoons that create that. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
like
nice.
that. You put it in here, and then you put it in your water.
Okay.
Let it steep.
So, does this dissolve or does it stay?
No, it won't dissolve. And some of that will leak out of there. Just let it sit, and it'll go to the bottom and just sip at it.
Okay.
And if you drink some of it, that's fine too. Now, this also comes in capsules too.
Right.
So if you really don't like tea, then you have capsules.
That's good. That's good.
Me, I like my tea.
Yes. Yeah. And
You
how,
like tea.
I like tea. How often? Once a day or?
Especially in the beginning, I would do 2 to 3 times a day.
Right.
Or if you start getting that tickle, that early warning signs that we always
Yeah.
just kind of forget about, and then we start coughing, And then the nose starts running, then we start feeling sick, and now we start doing something. Then you
Yes.
definitely want to do 3 times a day.
Okay.
But as soon as you start feeling that tickle, do something.
Right.
It's a lot easier to kick it out of the system before it really takes hold.
Oh, that's good to know.
So that's a Chinese herb.
I like that.
Now, this is one of my favorite herbs. One of my best friends.
Oh, Echinacea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that a lot.
There are 3 types of Echinacea that has medicinal purposes. Echinacea purpurea, Echinacea angustifolia, and the third one, it's not coming to me, but the 2 that I like to work with is purpurea and the angustifolia.
Okay.
All right? And it's the root of the herb that you want. That's where most of the phytonutrients that it possesses.
Okay.
There is some in the herb part, but not as much. Now, when you're testing the Echinacea, if you put a little bit on your tongue and let it sit there, it should tingle or feel like it's deadening. That's good Echinacea.
Okay.
Let me grab a scoop here. Okay. This is Echinacea purpurea. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Now, if you plant Echinacea purpurea, it's called a purple coneflower.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you plant it, and it comes up. It gets quite tall,
Okay.
and the petals will actually be, instead of up like this, would be down like this, and then you'll have a cone
Right.
that appears, and it's purple. And the third one that I can't remember is yellow. So anyway, after 3 years, you'd want that to grow for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That creates the higher amount of phytonutrients in the roots.
Okay.
And then that's when you want to cultivate it. And you wash it up a little bit, you chop it up, and you dry it in a dehydrator. Now, being a root, this takes a little longer to make a tea.
Okay.
Okay, roots, what you want to do is bring your water to a boil, put your roots in the water, and then simmer it for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, then you can strain it out. And you can use a coffee filter or a strainer. Or like me, just throw it in a cup and
Yeah.
drink it.
Yeah.
Let it strain through the teeth. Then you smile and you have these little pieces in your teeth. So, Echinacea purpurea or angustifolia or the combination. You can also get this in tinctures or capsules.
Okay.
But really great way of boosting your immune system. Oh, and another thing. When working with Echinacea, 2 weeks on, 1 week off. If you're really, really sick and trying to go after something that's very hard, a chronic disease,
Right.
3 weeks on, 1 week off.
Okay.
Okay?
Why is that then?
Because our body gets used to this type of herb. There's a
see.
few that will do that, and if after 3 weeks the body, it's not going to help the body.
Okay.
It just becomes nothing.
Okay.
The body
Okay.
gets immune to it, and it's not going to help.
Wow.
Golden seal is the other one, and golden seal also helps with the immune system. That's 10 days on and 10 days off.
Gosh.
And if you're a really bad diabetic, be very careful with your blood sugar
Okay.
when taking golden seal. It has berberine in it.
What's that?
Berberine is one of the phytonutrients that help lower blood sugar.
Goodness me. What's that?
I have another one.
Elderberries. Oh,
Elderberry.
wow.
I actually have elderberry berries and elderberry flowers.
Okay.
There is the elderberries. Have you ever seen an elderberry?
Now I have. Yeah.
Have you ever had elderberry pie?
No, but it
It's
sounds
a
lovely.
real pain to clean all those elderberries off the. Oh man, I used to pick the elderberries for my mom. Then I'd sit there and have to take all the little berries off the little stems. Yeah, she had me doing all the work. But she made the best pies.
Oh, I bet.
And then we have the flour.
All right.
Now, they both have phytonutrients to help with the immune system.
Okay.
You can use one, like the elderberries, or just the flour, but you can use both too.
Okay.
And making the tea the same way, not as the root, but bring your water to a boil, your distilled water, bring it to a boil, or a Judy boil.
Right.
Pour it in your cup, put your herbs in here, and then put it in your cup. Cover it 5 to 10 minutes, and then drink your tea.
Okay.
About 3 times a day.
Right. Okay. And I know you can buy teas already made up of these things. Are they as potent or?
I like the fresher better.
Yeah.
Because we're not sure how long this will sit on this,
Right.
unless you're me and you order it in.
Yeah.
But even still, still don't know when this was. Well, a lot of times they're starting to put the manufacturer date on it,
Good.
which is nice because then you know how long it's been on the shelf.
Yeah.
But I feel I have more flavor, and I feel more better. Is that how you say it? I feel better when I use the loose. It just has more flavor. It's
like
just so
that.
much better.
Yeah.
But this is one of the companies I really enjoy working with, traditional medicinals.
Okay.
And this is actually a combination. And this is Echinacea purpurea, the European elderflower, Echinacea purpurea root dry extract, elderberry elder fruit dried, and then they also have ginger, chamomile, yarrow, and peppermint in with this. Well, the peppermint makes it taste really good. I'll give you a little hint about ginger. I did not like ginger. When I first opened up my store 15 years ago, a customer asked me to get a juice, a lemon ginger echinacea juice. Like, okay, so I got it in. I took one of the bottles and put it in the fridge because I wanted to see what it tastes like. And when it got cold, I took it out and I poured myself a little glass. I took a sip of that. Oh, that ginger was awful. It was hot. It was really strong. I'm like, this is awful. But being frugal, I couldn't throw it away. So I drank. And it took me days. Do you know what happens after 32 ounces of it?
No.
I love ginger.
Wow.
I just love ginger. And I will take ginger. If I'm getting that little tickle, I will add ginger to my echinacea, drink it, wrap up, and go to bed and sweat it out. Because that's what ginger does.
Right.
It heats up the body.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh.
And as the body temperature goes up, the white blood cells can move faster to get to where they need to be.
I like that. That sounds good.
Yeah. There you go. So always have something like this in your cupboard.
Yeah, I will now.
Because if you're sick, you really don't want to go out and buy. I don't know how many times people call and say, I got a tickle, or my nose is running, and I ask, do you have echinacea? Do you have elderberry? Do you have ginger? Okay, you're going to have to come in and get some. I'll go down through the list. And there's a lot of things that you can have in your cupboard. And it is good to have a preparation at home. Because when you're sick, you don't want to go out and spread whatever you have.
No, that's
it's
right.
important.
Right.
There is one more thing.
Okay.
This kind of covers
Oh, yeah.
a lot of things. This is chaga. And by the way, this little ugly thing, it's not little, that's chaga.
Wow.
That is, everybody calls that a mushroom, but it's called a conch.
Okay.
All right?
Poor thing.
This particular one grew on birch trees.
Okay.
And in the inner bark of a birch, there's a phytonutrient called bitylic acid. All right?
Okay.
Now, you can take the inner bark and make tea, or you can wait till one of these grow chop it off the
Wow.
tree, which is kind of hard.
I
But
can
yeah,
imagine.
it's really hard. And then break it up in pieces. And if you get them in small pieces, you can throw them in a pot of water, bring it to a boil, because this is something you want to bring to a boil and simmer it.
Okay.
And take the water out and drink it as you go through the day, through days. And when you getting low, add more water.
Okay.
You can keep adding more water until you stop seeing any kind of color in the water. Then you add another chunk in there.
Do you have to dry it or dehydrate it, or can you just use it?
Dry it,
Oh,
yeah. Just
okay.
dry it. This thing is really dry. I've
Okay.
had that for, well, I got that last, a forester brought that in for me last summer.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's pretty dry.
Lovely.
Or if you're a little lazy,
Yeah.
there's tea bags. And you could do the same thing. Just, keep adding hot water and reuse tea bags
Okay.
until you don't have a color, and then throw the tea bag in your compost.
Right.
Start a
Sounds good.
compost. You have a compost?
I do.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that where all your tea parts go?
You do.
You
Yeah.
drink lots of tea.
I drink a lot of tea.
Okay.
Super. Chaga.
Chaga.
I like
Butyric acid.
Chaga.
Any other questions about your immune system?
No, that's covered it well. Oh, can you combine all those if you wanted to?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So,
They work very They're friends.
good.
Yeah.
Lovely. Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for listening and watching Dr. Judy O. Hope you have a happy, healthy, and successful week.